This is gonna be my roll of reads vlog. So this is actually the first time I'm actually like talking to a camera since Chopper passed. You'll probably see a different video first because I think you'll probably see my thick thighs vlog first, but I'm filming this first, so whatever. Roll of Reads, it is a readathon hosted by Mel from A Book Fiend named Mel. I am one of the co-hosts for this round, so thank you very much. And we're gonna play the game. I originally filmed all of these rolls and I was just gonna like stick with those rolls and put up a TBR video and all of that stuff, but that didn't happen. So I thought instead I might just do a roll as you go vlog, and I'll pick how many rolls I'm doing, and then I'll pick my first roll, and then once I finish the read for that, we will go on to roll number 2. If you're wondering why there's a random pig there, it's for my niece. I'm going to roll a d12 to pick how many rolls I do. But let's go for the rolls, see how many I got, and we will see what my first one will be. Here's the board. So for this round we have number 1, number 5, 10, 15, and 20. They are all permanent spaces, so you don't need to replace those, but the rest you do need to replace. I've got my rewards and punishments there, all the extra cards here, and both my dice. So the first one we'll go with is the d12 to see how many rolls I will have. Of course! Of actual course, it's a 12. Right, well, 12 rolls. Okay, let's see what the first one will be. Oh, I'm now very, very nervous. That is an 18. So 20, 19, 18. Oh, I'm nervous. Translated book. Oh, that could be like any manga. Sweet. Let's have a look. Okay, so, ooh, sorry. Manga. My shelves are also in complete disarray. I don't have the energy to sort them out. I'm gonna pick a manga. I don't want anything with animals because I'm not prepared for that. So that actually narrows what I can read significantly. I could be smart and pick up volume 3 of Kaiju number 8 because I just read volume 2 last month. It's an option. What about something queer? No, let's pick something queer. I mean, there's The Gay Who Turned Kaiju. I could do that. I don't think I'm in the mood for that. I mean, a part of me kind of wants to do 10 count because I just watched... I can't remember their name. Happy for Now. I'm so sorry. But they just did a reading first volumes video that I watched the other day. And they read 10 count. Didn't like it. But I am intrigued. So maybe that... Oh. But I am also kind of intrigued by Cheerful Amnesiac. Because Kirsty tried to read this when she was here. And like immediately DNF'd it within like not very many pages. So I could do that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Cheerful Amnesiac for translated a book. Alright, so I just finished Cheerful Amnesia by Tamamushi Oku. This was so cute. I really, really liked this. I'm thinking I'm gonna give it, let's go like 4.25, I think. This was so cute, so funny. It definitely made me giggle. So this is just about this girl wakes up and has amnesia. She can't remember the last 3 years. And her girlfriend, who she's been with for like 2 years, like the girlfriend goes to her bed, it's like, hey, I'm your girlfriend. And then the girl with amnesia is just like, oh my god, you're so pretty. It's so cute. It is very, very cute. I had such a fun time with this. So, very happy about this one. And yeah, this was my translated book. There's not really much to say. It's a really short first volume. I don't know if there are any more, but I would hope so, because it's so stinking cute. Really quick read. I read it in, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, but super cute. I had such a fun time. Yeah, I mean, you do have to kind of like suspend reality a little bit to enjoy this, because like, you know, it's random amnesia. We don't get an explanation for why she has amnesia, and her being so carefree about it all is also a little bit unbelievable. And all she wants to do is remember how to kiss her girlfriend and have sex with her, which I like, fair, but she just seems very unconcerned with anything, and that does kind of seem like her personality. But, you know, you do have to, like, suspend reality just a smidgen. But super, super fun. Really looking forward to reading more of this. Alright, time for roll number 2. Oh no, that's 18 again. I think if I get one more, I have a punishment. So that sucks. Okay, put him in.
Is he in?
Yeah, he's in.
Go!
2019, 18. Pretty cover. Ooh. I mean, I think that's a very pretty cover. Do I have the brain power? I think I do. Alright, I'm gonna go with this for pretty cover. Next roll for roll of reads, because I'm almost done with my other one. So let's hope it's not an 18. Okay, good. Not 18, that is an 8.
Close.
So 10, 9, 8. So the third book is another readathon prompt. Oh, I'm not doing any right now. I should have picked this like last week when I was doing Thick Thighs. Dang. Alright, I need to figure out what this is, but I will just put another one back on there. Thank you, Piggy. Alright, roll hello, Piggy.
Hello.
Alright, roll number 5 is a 9. So that'll be this one. Goodreads Choice Award winner. Oh, I have to do some research. Hello, Piggy. Okay, Piggy. So I promise at some stage footage from this vlog will not be from my car. But it's been like a week since I recorded anything for this vlog, and every Sunday I'm sitting in my car for a few hours. So I actually finished a book last night, and that was for the pretty cover prompt, where I read Walking Practice by Dolki Min. This was a wild, wild time. So this is about aliens that have come to Earth. They really struggle with gravity, because it's like several times heavier than what they're used to. So they find that very, very difficult to live in, and they run out of food when they realize that humans are tasty. So then that's what they do. It's really hard to explain what this is about. It's weird. We are following one alien because it seems to be just them that have crash landed on Earth, and it seems like their entire race and their world were destroyed. Basically, how they spend their days is they go on dating apps and they find people to sleep with and then eat. It's very fun. This book talks a lot about loneliness and connection and what it means to have those types of feelings, and also talks a lot about gender. because I did not know this was queer until I started reading it, and I was like, oh hey, it's queer. So that's awesome. Talks a lot about like gender stuff, which was fascinating. So I did my best to survive. I discovered that there are many of you who, when meeting someone new, first take their gender into account. I also get the impression that it is only after a gender has been assigned that you are seen as a human. Oof, that hits hard. This process is completed so naturally and with such alacrity. A-L-A-C-R-I-T-Y. Alacrity? I don't know. That you aren't even aware of automatically assigning gender to others. Yeah. But there is a time when you do become aware, when you are uncertain of another's gender. Yup. Yup. You grow anxious when, wherever you may be, you encounter someone who you cannot immediately classify as male or female. Or to put it another way, when the evidence for your gender judgment is conflicted. Yep. That's for damn sure. This is because, according to your narrow system of understanding, it is difficult to decide how to interact. For example, what honorific you should use with someone whose body you cannot decipher. That is so interesting, and that was absolutely terrifying. My window's open, someone just walked by with 2 dogs. I was reading out loud. I didn't know they were there, and then the dogs stopped right at my open window. But anyways, that passage, holy shit, that's just unbelievably accurate, and I'm so glad that someone was able to put it into words, because like I feel that all the time, like as a non-binary person, and sometimes I do get, I mean I always get misgendered, but you know, by people who don't know me. If I'm like in the shop, I'll often get a mate, which is usually in Australia referred to, like in this particular type of setting, usually referred to someone who is assigned male. And like very rarely do I get a love, which is like kind of like the female version of that. But you know, I will get those, and then there's like an awkward pause when someone realizes they've maybe used the wrong term for me, and then it's like we all become very aware of gender in that point, and it's an awful thing that I have to go through basically every single day. But the fact that it was put into words here, phenomenal. It's so good. And like there are a lot of quotes in here that like I'm so annoyed at myself that I didn't get out like my sticky notes and start making notes of this, because it was amazing. Hold on, other people are walking by. I'm just gonna put up my window. So yeah, annoyed I didn't mark off more quotes, but I basically spent all day yesterday reading this. I was just like, my head wasn't feeling great, and I was like, oh, I need to do like something, but I couldn't figure out what, and I was like, well, let's just see if you're gonna actually like this book. So I started reading it, and I was a bit like, I don't know. And then a few hours went by, and then Charlotte came in and was like, are you gonna eat dinner? And I was like, oh yeah, well, when it's dinner time. And she's like, it's like 6:30. And I was like, oh, whoops. So yeah, I did finish this last night, and I did take a photo of a few pages to like remind myself that those were pretty cool. Yeah, that gender stuff, it hits home. So it does talk about gender because obviously this is an alien. They don't, you know, adhere to human genders, but they are also a shapeshifter. Their whole thing is to get people on dates and then eat them. So to do those dates, they have to wear a human skin in a way. It's not like they use a skin of someone they've eaten. They just like construct this with whatever alien abilities they have. And, you know, they make themselves appear as however the person they're going on a date with whatever their like ideal type is, they do that. For the first date, they take a female form. The next one I think was a male form, and then we had a few more male forms, another female form. It's just like, it doesn't care. So this was definitely a good time. It was very short. I think I'm gonna give walking practice a 4-star, but a very solid 4. It was a very good time, and I had very good times with this. Also, it reminded me of that X-Files episode where, again, there's an alien that shapeshifts into different genders to sleep with people and kill them. Next card that I pulled, which I pulled last night, was another readathon prompt, which I was like, oh no, I'm not doing another readathon right now. But I am technically doing the TBR knockout, which is created by Completely Melanie, and it's basically just each month there are 2 prompts, and pick a book from your shelf to fit those prompts, and it's to get your TBR down, which I desperately need to do, especially this month. I have just only been reading library books this month, so I need to read some of my physical books. The prompt for March, 2 of the prompts, one was relating to women's issues, and the other was a strong female main character. So originally I just wanted a manga because I wanted something quick. So I originally chose Sheep Princess in Wolf's Clothing Volume 1 because it's a Yuri manga and I'm really keen to read it, but I'm not actually in the mood for manga right now. Yes, I brought options. I'm kind of in the mood for poetry. So I haven't read poetry in such a long time. I picked out 3 poetry books that I own that are giving off badass female vibes. So the first one is The Princess Saves Herself in This One by Amanda Lovelace. I know Steph from Steph Loves read this several years ago and she enjoyed it. I might give that one a go. Oh, that will not take me long at all. There's a lot of blank spaces. So I could read this one. I don't know how excited I am for this, but I think it would fit the prompts. Then we have Great Goddesses by Nikita Gill. This is such a stunning book. I watch girl become goddess, and the metamorphosis is more magnificent than anything I have ever known. I have been wanting to read this for like, I don't know, I want to say like 5 years, but then the last one I have is Sappho. Stung with Love, Poems and Fragments. So I've wanted to read Sappho forever, but I don't know if I'm in the mood for this right now. There's like academic text to go along with the poem fragments. I might start with this one because I think it's going to take me the least amount of time. So let's go. We're 10 pages in and there's already been 2 HP references. This will not go well. Alright, like I predicted, that did not take long, so I finished The Princess Saves Herself in This One by Amanda Lovelace. I think it maybe took 20 minutes. I am going to count this as for another readathon prompt because I think this definitely fits the women's issues prompt for TBR Knockout. But I did end up giving this 4 stars. There were the 3 HP references, and like this was published in 2017, so like I guess I can forget about it, but the signs were there like before 2020, you know? This is very, not to sound like a dick, but it's very Tumblr-esque, you know? There were some really intense poems in there, so like it was good. It was a good time. And I'm glad I read it. I don't think I will read the rest in this series, but I read this one. Last night though, I did do roll number 4 as well because I knew that roll number 3 was going to be a quick one. So I did do roll number 4 and I got Goodreads Choice Award winner. And I was like, oh no, because it's not just a nominee, it's a winner. But what won last year's Fantasy Goodreads Choice Award? Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. So I'm definitely going to read this one. I just got the audio for it as well, which is lovely because I am in need of an audio. I will start it today. I don't know when, but I will start that today. Okay, so I'm like 46% of the way through this. I got to page 186 yesterday, so I'm on chapter 9. I'm loving it. It's so good. I was really worried about what TJ Klune could do with this. I was worried it would be like a money grab, but it's going really well. And we've had so much Sal. I love Sal. Sal was my favorite kid, and oh, there's been so much Sal, and he's grown so much, and I love this so much. Oh, it's so good. We have another kid named David who's come, and that's been really cute to, like, you know, get like a new dynamic in with all these other kids, and all the kids are so excited to have David around. It's so cute. I'm having such a great time. I'm so glad I finally got to this because it's been on my shelves for so long, and I put off books forever. So I'm really glad I got to this. I'm not finished, but I want to do another roll because it's the what, 17th? It's either 17th or the 14th. I don't know why those two dates. It's the 17th. I was right the first time. It's the 17th. I have 12 rolls. I've only done 4. So I'm kind of stressing. So I want to do another roll now because I'm also kind of in the mood for a manga. So I want to do a roll. Hopefully I get a manga. I can read that today while I'm still finishing Somewhere Beyond the Sea. So let's do that. Let's hope for something good. All right. Let's go for roll number 5. Please be something good. 13. Alright, 15, 14, 13. I keep getting ones like 2 from the end. Alright. Recently acquired. Oh no. So this is my little shelf of things I've just hauled. So these are the most recent books I've bought. I don't want to read any of those. I did get a volume of A Man and His Cat from Meredith, so thank you so much, Meredith, but it's not the one I'm currently up to. I think I need to read volume 6, and she got me volume 7. So I'm not really in the mood for that right now. Oh no, this was a terrible decision. Oh wait, it did say acquired recently. So that could mean a library book, which I do have. Way of the House Husband, volume, I think 9. I just got out from the library. So I could do that. Volume 9, I'm gonna read this. I'm not even a chapter in. I'm like halfway through a chapter. But oof, that was scary for a moment there. Sorry, I am very tired. So last night I finished both Somewhere Beyond the Sea and The Way of the House Husband volume 9. I'm pretty sure it was 9, but I finished both of them last night, which means I need to do another roll. But first, let me tell you about the books. Somewhere Beyond the Sea, it so nearly got 5 stars. I don't know why I couldn't give it a 5, but just something in me was like, not 5. I don't know, I think maybe something with the writing, it just got like a little confusing sometimes, which feels hurtful to say because TJ Klune. I did end up giving it a 4.75, so like basically a 5. It was beautiful. It hurt so much because like the point of this and what TJ Klune was trying to get at was a lot of the issues happening, especially in America right now, where queer people and in particular trans people are being scrutinized and villainized, and just they're being treated as less than human. All their rights are being taken away. You know, book banning is a huge thing as well, and the way the government will say, oh, they care, you know, we're doing this for the children, we're trying to protect everyone, when it's like, how about protecting them from white men? You know? So like reading some of that stuff, it was hard because you could just immediately make the connotation to like the way queer people are just being completely destroyed in politics. So as a queer person reading that, I was like, emotional. It was a lot, but it was such a beautiful story, which, you know, we all knew that it was gonna be, right? It's TJ Klune, it's this series, it's these kids. It was beautiful. I think the one thing that I didn't like, I guess, would be that it was told from Arthur's point of view. I think I preferred it when it was told from Linus's point of view, which was the first one. But like, nothing wrong with Arthur. I don't know, I really liked Linus, but that's fine. We got so much Sal. Ooh, Sal was my favorite child in House on the Cerulean Sea. Like, everyone was out here loving Lucy and Chauncey, which is great. They are great, great kids. But like, I was like, Sal, everything. I adore Sal with my whole heart and soul. And he got so much page time in the second book. Oh, it was so good. And like, I feel so proud of him because he's grown so much. He's so like, I think in the book they say like he's a born leader. He really, really is. And he's come into his own, and oh, it was so cute. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal. So glad I read this. Oh, loved it so much. And then The Way of the House Husband, Volume 9. I gave this a 4-star. It wasn't my favorite of the volumes. There was just some bits where I'm like, just get to the next page. I wasn't laughing as much as I do with some of the other volumes. Some of the chapters just felt like filler content, I guess. So I didn't really care so much for this volume, but it was still fun enough to like get a 4-star. I think the lowest I've given this series is a 3.75. Alright, so now we're going to roll for book number 6. I have had to move where I put all the cards because yesterday I swapped the cabinet that I used to have here and I put this one back and made a new shelf for Charlotte, so I was doing a lot of things yesterday. So that's where the cards used to be, on top of the old one, but now they're over here. Roll number 6. 15. Ooh, okay, so that's a permanent one. So a host fave. Ooh, okay, I need to go look at everyone's favorites and see what I can pull from that. That's so fun. I have picked a host favorite. I looked through everyone's and there were a lot of good books that I really did consider getting, but then one of the hosts has a book that is already on my Libby that I have, what, like 12 days to read or something? And that is Bethany's favorite, which was The Spell Shop. But I've had this out on audio for like a week already and I haven't touched it. Might as well get to it now. So that's really good that I got to read something that is like already kind of on a TBR. But I don't know anything about this, but it gets recommended a lot in tandem with The Honey Witch. I haven't read The Honey Witch, but I really, really want to. And I have kind of been in that like cozy fantasy-esque mood. So hopefully this will be good. I want to roll again for my next prompt because I'm really in the mood for a manga. And I have one specific manga in mind, but I feel like if I put that out into the universe isn't going to give me a good prompt. So we're just going to roll for book number 7 because like it's the 19th today and I've still got what, like 5 books to read. So we're going to roll again for prompt number 7. Alrighty, number 7. What is that? 16. Ooh. So 15, 16. Oh, please be a prompt that I can use for this manga. Somewhere You've Been. God damn it. No. Oh my god, you know what I can do? I have my non-fiction just piled up here right now. There are these 2 little ones right here. Edinburgh Castle and Scotland Supernatural, which I got when I was in Scotland because I went to Edinburgh Castle, and then this was from the Edinburgh Museum. So I could just read one of those. Okay, I have actually finished 3 books for Roll of Reads. So for roll number 6, I had Host Fave, which I read The Spell Shop for. I finished this last night and it was really good. I ended up giving this 4.5. No, 4.75. there was just, I don't know, something was like keeping me back from a 5-star, but like it's basically a 5-star, you know? It was this just like really lovely cozy fantasy story about this woman fleeing like an uprising in the city. She flees with her plant and they go to a small town, which is her hometown, and try to like survive there. And they set up shop. She starts making jams and she starts learning magic to help this town. She just like makes this little life for herself, and it was really sweet. And the way that the people in this little town just like embraced her, and there was just this really nice sense of community, and it was really, really cute. I really liked it. We also had some queer side characters, which was awesome, but really, really loved this. I see why people love it so much. Also, did you hear my shoulder just crack? I want some queer cozy fantasy now, because that was a really good book, and the only thing that could have made it better was if it was more queer. Then for number 7, I got Somewhere You've Been, and I chose Supernatural Scotland. So yeah, I got this when I was in Scotland, and it did talk about like Edinburgh, which is where I was in Scotland, so that's cool. But yeah, this is just very like informative. Like there's the page on Selkies, and you know, it talks about magical birds, stuff like that, that just has to do with Scotland. I did have a good time with this. It was good for what it is, you know, but it was good. I think I gave this like 3.5. And originally I was going to read a picture book, which was called A Day With No Words. I still really want to read that, but I'm not reading it for this prompt because I found a book that I owned that I could use for this prompt, and I really, really need to read what's on my shelves. So I ended up picking up 10 Count, Volume 1 by Readathon Takari. This features OCD rep. So our main character has OCD. He kind of like meets this counselor one day that helps him through this, and it is meant to be queer, the relationship between our main character and this counselor. I think conflict of interest kind of goes out the window by the end of this, because that kind of doctor-patient kind of relationship is no longer. But yeah, in this, so he meets this counselor guy, and the counselor is like, list out 10 things that you really struggle with and we'll slowly work through them. Number 1 being something that is challenging but you think you could do, whereas number 10 being something you think you'll never be able to do, and we'll work through them. I wanted to really like this because the premise sounds really interesting, but I had some issues. First up, the counselor is like, you do these 10 things and you're cured of OCD. Basically, fuck that. From what I know of OCD, which is like very limited, you can't like be cured of it. You know, it's not something to be cured of. You can learn maybe healthier ways to deal with it, but it's not something that can just snap of a finger and go away type thing. So I didn't appreciate that. And then this counselor, I would like to see his credentials because the way he goes about this therapy is so fucked up. He just like, one day he just like, hey, let's not do this anymore, go do this with some random person that you know in your life. And then like doesn't talk to this guy for like 3 weeks. What the fuck? That's so messed up. Yes, this guy did make progress without the counselor, but still, that's so messed up. Safe to say I didn't enjoy this one. Maybe I'll give it a 2.25. Had to get real specific there because like I like the art style. Like there might be a good story in here, it just didn't come out in the first volume. I just, yeah, so much of it I didn't enjoy. But it wasn't awful, you know? That's kind of where I'm going with this. Now I gotta go roll and see what is happening next. So let's go do that. Alright, we can see good enough. So next roll. Oh, that's a 3. Ooh, I have not had that before. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Favorite genre? While I'm here, I'm just gonna roll the next one. So, let's just hope I don't get another 3 because I can't be bothered to replace that. Ooh. And we got number 2. Interesting. 2 is mentioned in your favorite show. Oh no. Alright, I have been Googling so much for a book that has been mentioned in my favorite TV show, which is Stargate Atlantis. There are no lists for this, and every time I look it up, it just shows me the Stargate Atlantis novels, which, yes, I could read, but I currently have a migraine, so I'm not doing that. Also, the only book I can remember being mentioned in Atlantis is War and Peace, and like fuck I am ever doing that. Then I thought about other TV shows, so I looked up Criminal Minds, Supernatural, and Teen Wolf. Nothing. Nothing that I'm interested in, at least. So, what I think I'm gonna do is not do this prompt, take a punishment, and do a reroll. So let's see what happens. So, you know how I said about the book mentioned in my favorite show? Mm-hmm. I decided I'm not doing that because it's too difficult.
Lol.
So, you are going to pick a punishment.
Okay.
And then...
You're Piggy. Actually, you're going to pick a punishment.
I'm holding Piggy and a camera.
Oh, put Piggy down, it's okay.
You dare.
Pick a card, any card.
Mm. 2 books for next prompt. Dang. Okay, thank you. Alright, so 2 books for next prompt. And let's roll for that. Oh, way to go.
Not great lighting.
Oh, I don't care about lighting at this stage. I have a migraine and it will focus. 16. Alright, 15, 16. Alright, 2 books for gifted or from a sub box. Dang. Oh, okay. I do have some short gifted. Wow. Actually, can you turn on the light?
Yeah.
So bright. Alright, I have some short gifted things in here. So, number 1, how to get a girlfriend when you're a terrifying monster.
Wondering. You just crushed
Oh,
it.
actually, I do have some manga that was gifted too. Which ones were they? There's this one, black on white, and My Dearest Patrolman. Ooh, and Thigh High. Actually, I'm gonna read this one. Thigh High. Hello, Piggy. Do you think it looks hilarious? Yeah. Alright, let's read these. I've read some things for Roll of Reads, so I just finished Sync Volume 2. I'm a little upset at this. So, Sync Volume 1 was like one of my all-time favorites. I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much. So, yeah, I had high expectations for this one. I think I'm gonna give it like a 3-star. I think I'm gonna settle on a 3-star. It was just boring. Even though, like, it's a horror comic, I was bored. There were only like 2 stories that I liked. The rest of them were just, I didn't like it. Especially the first one, it was all silent, is what they called it. Where it's just like, there's no real dialogue happening. It's all just, you know, pictures. Which could be cool, but because the art style, they had it raining the whole time, and obviously it was at night time, it was so hard to make out anything. I felt like it just went on too long. And then the next one was just boring, like really boring. And then the next one, we kind of got like a 2-parter, and that was focusing on Mr. Dig, who we'd read about in Volume 1. And like that was kind of cool, but like it took a long time to get to what the point of that was, so whatever. And then the last one was really funny. It was like a romantic comedy kind of thing, but horror. I really, really liked it because it was these two people on a first date. They go back to the woman's house for some fun times, and then some evil people come in, and then they're like, no, and then they fuck shit up, and they like go on a second date afterwards. Super cute. I really liked that. But overall, a very disappointing issue. The first volume, still an all-time favourite for me. I loved it so much. I think I always will. But volume 2 was a little less for me. But that was for the prompt favourite genre, which is horror. Then I haven't finished both prompts for the gifted or subscription box, but I did read Thigh High today by Kotobuki. What did I end up giving this? Did I give this 2 stars? I honestly might have given it less. I can't actually remember. 1.25, that's what I gave this, 1.25. And like most of that is just for the art style. This is just about a high school where boys wear skirts, bras, and panties. I hate that word. But yeah, they do that, and all they care about is fashion and their looks, and like, you know, it's meant to be this whole stereotypical feminine things, right? It would be cool if this actually focused on any of that, if it talked about the bigger issue, which it doesn't. It's just like, it's just a bunch of like one-shots of this school and then being like, oh my god, you should have your skirt shorter because, you know, you want to be pretty. And another one was about, is it too early in the year to put on sunscreen? Like, this was some of the most pointless shit. Like, oh my god, I struggled with reading this. I almost DNF'd, but I was like, let's just get through it. And this might be on my like worst of the year because this was just pointless. Like, there was honestly no point. It wasn't even entertaining for me. I do still have to read How to Get a Girlfriend When You're a Terrifying Monster, 105 pages. So I do really want to get to that. I will probably get to that in the next few days, but I have to do my final roll for Roll of Reads. So let's go do that now so I can figure out what I'm going to read.
You mean Piggy?
Yeah, right. I wish I'd caught that on camera. I caught him.
And you caught him so cool.
I did. Missed opportunity.
Yeah, I'm sure they could hear the smack.
They probably could. So the final roll for Roll of Reads with P helping. Let's go. What number? A number between 1 and 20. What do you think?
7.
Of course you would say 7. 7's Charlotte's favourite number. I'm going to say 13 because that's my favourite number.
Fell on the floor, by the way.
It fell on the floor.
By the way.
But I'm not going to count that. Alright. It's number 8. Wait, was it 8 or 16? I can't remember which one it landed on. 8 or 16?
8 is so close to 7.
Okay, we'll go with 8. 10, 9, 8. Alright, the final prompt is TBR Vet. Okay. I could probably do something with that. Alright, now can you catch him?
No. No.
Gotta do one-handed. I did one-handed.
It's my bad hand. But my other hand's asleep. Like my hand.
Oh, that was a bad throw. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I caught him.
So, I'm currently editing my Roll of Reads vlog. I never wrapped up with this whole vlog. The past couple of days for Roll of Reads, I was doing the trans rights readathon, and I put more focus on that than I did Roll of Reads, unfortunately. But I did start How to Get a Girlfriend When You're a Terrifying Monster. I think I'm like 20 pages in. I will finish it. I'm not loving it. It's just a writing style I don't super love, and there's no chapters. There's just like a little image to kind of separate some text sometimes. So I don't love that either. My last role was TBR Vet, and for that I ended up picking History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. I didn't start it. I just ran out of time, and like I said, I was focusing more on the trans rights readathon. So unfortunately, I did not complete my Roll of Reads TBR, which sucks, but honestly, I am really proud of all of the reading that I did in March. I did so much more than I expected. Very, very shocking. And I read a lot from my own TBR, which is also great. And I read some books physically, which huge for me. So I think even though I didn't actually complete my TBR, I would consider this a successful Roll of Reads. But thank you so much for watching. This hasn't been the most entertaining vlog, but when I started this vlog, it was like the first thing I'd recorded since Chopper passed, so I was trying to get back in the swing of things. So hopefully things are going to be a little more entertaining from now on. Thank you so much for watching. If you did make it to the end of this vlog, leave me an emoji down below. If you can find anything that looks like tentacles, do that. For reasons. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.